While the rest of the world is burning, some countries remain completely safe from all this destruction. If World War III breaks out, these 4 countries will be the safest option for you and your family to live in. First comes Switzerland. Switzerland is a small, landlocked country surrounded by France, Germany, Italy, and Austria. Switzerland is perhaps the most neutral country in the world. It is so neutral that in the past 200 years, Switzerland has not fought even a single war. The last war it fought was against Napoleon in 1815. Now, despite being in Europe, Switzerland is neither a member of the European Union nor part of NATO. But why will Switzerland be such a safe country during World War III? Well, the primary reason is Switzerland's geography. If we divide Switzerland into 3 parts, the south contains the Swiss Alps, a massive mountain range that separates it from Italy and Austria. In the west and north, the Jura mountain range separates it from France, and in the middle is the Swiss Plateau, where the majority of Switzerland's population resides. This has been strategically planned and is known as the National Redoubt. According to this plan, in the event of any war, the Swiss army will leave the cities and move to the Alpine region in the south. Switzerland has deployed 26,000 bunkers, anti-aircraft guns, and machine guns in these mountains. This area is so secure that it is very difficult to spot from the sky and almost impossible to target from the ground. Additionally, every road, bridge, and tunnel has been designed so that in the event of an attack, they can be destroyed with just the press of a remote control button. This would make it extremely difficult for any foreign army to capture Switzerland. Another factor that makes Switzerland so safe is that it is the only country in the world with enough nuclear shelters to protect its entire population in the event of a nuclear attack. Since 1978, it has been a law in Switzerland that every residential building must have a nuclear shelter capable of withstanding a blast of approximately 12 megatons. Switzerland's nuclear shelter capacity is at 114%, meaning that it can accommodate not only its own population, but also an additional 14% of people from outside the country. So we can say that even a nuclear war cannot conquer Switzerland. That's why someone once said that if there is a nuclear war in the world, only 3 things will survive: some countries' presidents, cockroaches, and Switzerland's 8.6 million people. The second place goes to Fiji. Located in the South Pacific Ocean, about 1,700 miles from Australia, it is the most developed island in the Pacific Ocean. With beautiful beaches and abundant seafood, Fiji lacks any strategically important resources that would attract the attention of the world's superpowers. Fiji has no wartime strategy and only has an army of 6,000 people. Another factor that makes Fiji safe is its remote location. It is so far from Asia, America, Europe, and Africa that the side effects of a war in the rest of the world would not reach it. Even if Australia were attacked, Fiji is so distant that conquering it by sea would not be easy, especially since there are 300 other islands around it that would be extremely difficult to cross with a heavy army. Fiji's economy mainly relies on tourism and agriculture. In the event of a world war, even if tourism ceases, Fiji has vast agricultural land and an unlimited supply of seafood, ensuring that residents won't face significant difficulties. However, the only issue with living there might be that you would be so cut off from the rest of the world that knowing who is winning the world war might be very difficult. The third place goes to New Zealand. Just a few miles away from Fiji, New Zealand is, according to the Global Peace Index, the world's most peaceful and the 10th happiest country. The real reason for its safety in World War III is its location, geopolitical policy, and resource richness. In terms of location, New Zealand is 1,600 miles further south than Fiji, meaning it is even farther from the action of a world war. Secondly, the Southern Alps mountain range to the south of New Zealand provides natural protection against any foreign attack. Thirdly, New Zealand's peaceful foreign policy guarantees that it will not become a part of any world war. Lastly, New Zealand's lack of strategic importance in international geopolitics means it is not a significant prize for any country to attack, making it less likely to be targeted. And finally, we come to Iceland. Located 1,000 miles from the UK and the rest of Europe, it is the second largest island in the Atlantic Ocean, rich in natural resources and beautiful scenery. There are 2 factors that make Iceland extremely safe in the event of a war. First is its location. It is so far from the UK and other European countries that no one would pay attention to it in the event of a direct war. Secondly, Iceland has so many renewable energy sources that it generates 100% of its own energy. Iceland primarily relies on geothermal energy, which it converts into electricity and heat, so it does not need to import any energy. While other countries may face energy crises during a world war, Iceland will remain unaffected. Additionally, Iceland has a lot of empty land. According to recent statistics, there are only 8 people per square kilometre in Iceland, meaning it can accommodate many refugees in the event of a war. Due to the abundance of energy and food, Iceland can easily and sustainably survive a world war for a long time. In the end, we hope that the world does not repeat the mistake of another world war, where millions of lives were lost, economies were destroyed, and nothing was gained in return. However, current conditions point in a different direction. And as seen in World War I, we can only say all it takes is one bullet to start a world war. If you liked this video, please like it and subscribe to our channel, because we have many more interesting topics to cover, and your support is crucial. Please leave your suggestions in the comments below.